Do you find yourself losing motivation to code? Are you not finding it fun or fulfilling anymore? Are you finding yourself really anxious when you think about all of the work and tasks that you have to complete? You might be burnt out, so let's talk about it. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having an awesome day and happy September. Super hard to believe that the summer is basically over and the fall time is starting to roll in, but I am very happy to have you all here today. Today I wanted to talk about something that I have experienced this year, and it's gotten a little bit worse, or I've at least found myself having to deal with it a little bit more, and that is burnout. So what is burnout? I would say that burnout is a sneaky stress that finds its way into your life over time, and you might not notice it at the very beginning, but over time you start to notice that coding, the tasks that you have to complete at work, this really applies for, I would say, any career, but I'll be talking about it more specifically in software development. You'll be finding that it is just hard and a chore to do the things that you once found super fun and that you were super passionate about. So why does burnout actually happen? If it's a sneaky stress that sort of burdens us over time, what causes it? So this answer would be different for everybody, but I've compiled a list of the things that I feel have contributed to the reasons that I felt like I was starting to burn out. So one of the things is isolation. So I absolutely love working from home, and I would say that this is my ideal work environment. However, working from home on top of not being able to socialize with other people out in, the regular world because of social distancing measures that are currently in place sort of makes it a little bit more difficult. I would say if I was able to work from home and then still socialize with friends and everything like that, it would sort of balance it out. It's still not as good as having people, that you can see regularly and talk to regularly, or maybe problem solve with regularly. Sometimes we can forget to put ourselves first, and when you start neglecting yourself, I think that also seeps into other parts of your life, and it makes it evident that you need to maybe take a step away and take care of your mind, body, and soul. I think it can also happen when you are no longer motivated by the work that you're completing. I definitely felt this on one of my previous projects. I was placed on something that was more of an internal application, and it did not interest me at all, really. And I was basically just creating UI components for internal systems and servers that it really wasn't my forte. I really didn't like it. I felt like it was very monotonous, and I really just wasn't enjoying the work that I was doing. And I definitely think it can also happen when you are a part of a bad work culture or a poor work culture. Maybe the people on your team, or maybe management, or maybe systems that are currently in place with that position make it very hard, or make it not fun or a burden to complete your work and complete your tasks. I think that this is something that can definitely speed up the process, and something that can definitely make it evident if you feel like you are burnt out. So those things can contribute to burning out, but how do you know if you're actually burnt out? So the first thing I would say is a loss of motivation, or a lack of motivation to complete things that you previously found super fun. Not only was I not interested in the work that I was doing at work, but that also trickled over into personal life, and I just didn't want to code on my own anymore. You also might be burnt out if you're just not feeling accomplished anymore. There was a period of time where I was completing all of my user stories during the sprint, plus bringing in a few more for the future. And I was getting all this work done, and I really should have felt accomplished because I would end and I would have completed more work than I even thought that I was going to, but it just felt like a chore. I just didn't feel happy that I was completing any of the work at all. Burnout can also lead you to feeling anxiety when you simply even just think about coding or think about the work that you have to do. And I think the one that gets me the most is insomnia. I can definitely tell when I am on the road to burnout based on my sleep. When I get to a point, and this has happened multiple times, where I can see that I am coding in my sleep, like I have a dream about me physically coding and me being so stressed out about it and trying to figure out whatever problem it is in real life, and that carries over to my dreams, that's when I really know that I need to take a step back and do nothing for a second. Because at that point, I'm not only stressing out in the real world, I'm stressing out subconsciously, and it's affecting my sleep, and I'm restless, and I just basically wake up and I didn't get any sleep at all because I stressed out all day, and then I stressed out for 6 or 7 hours when I was sleeping. So how can we overcome burnout or prevent it if it's possible? The first thing I would say is to take time to yourself to rest and recharge. I personally was super against taking vacation days while I'm working from home because I felt like, where am I gonna go? But I had to come to my senses and eventually realize, even if you take a vacation day and you don't go anywhere, you still don't have to worry about works, and I can just do whatever I want to do and take a breather. So I would definitely say, if it's possible for you to take a mental health day, take a vacation day. So my next one is something that took me a long time to learn. I would say that I'm a pretty persistent person, and I get frustrated when I can't figure out something that I feel like I should be able to figure out. So if you are stuck on something, or you're trying to come up with ideas for something, or you're having trouble with a tutorial, take a break, step away from it, go take a nap, go do something else. And I think that that's probably the theme of this video, is knowing when to walk away, even if it's just for 30 minutes, to rest, recharge, and come back and look at something brand new. And I think that this one is important as well, and it is to say no when you need to, and understand what your personal boundaries are, and to not let anybody push you past your personal boundaries. It is very easy to appease our managers or to continue doing something if we put a deadline on ourselves. And we have to understand how far we can work ourselves before we're gonna get to a point where everything after our boundary is just not good quality anymore. Don't do what I've done and overextend yourself. When I first started working, I was very afraid of saying no to my managers, and I was sort of hesitant to give estimates on my work sometimes if it did not sort of go in line with what they were going to think. Do not be like me and say that you will try to complete 2 weeks of work in 2 nights, because it's not going to go well. The code quality is not going to be great because you're going to be rushing yourself. You're going to overextend yourself. You're going to put way too much pressure on it. As soon as I said yes to doing it, I felt the pressure immediately, and it was evident in the work that I was completing. It would have been easier, and I should have said, hi, no, this is going to take me 2 weeks to complete so that I can complete it with the best quality and the best work that I can do. I'm not going to rush it into 2 days. Do not sacrifice yourself and your well-being for a job, because even if you love your job, even if it is a job that you've had for a long time, I think a lot of people are starting to realize that you love your job, and if you make your job your whole life, you're going to get disappointed when you realize that your job or the company doesn't have that same love for you. If something happens to you, 9 times out of 10 they will have somebody that can do your job and replace you, and they won't feel bad about it because that's business. So do what you need to do and take care of yourself. And you're not alone, and if you experience burnout, it is not indicative of what you can achieve, and it doesn't mean that you don't have a passion for coding or for development or for engineering. It just means that you are human and you need to take a little break, and that's what humans do. So I hope that this video was helpful for you guys. If you have experienced burnout, or you have other tips on what people can do to prevent themselves from burning out, go ahead and leave me a comment below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching.